وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। कुल अऊज़ु बिरब्बिल फलक़ मिन शर्रि मा खलक़ व मिन शर्रि गासिक़िन इज़ा वक़ब व मिन शर्रिन नफ़्फ़ाथाति फ़िल उक़द व मिन शर्रि हासिदिन इज़ा हसद. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of daybreak from the evil of whatever He created, and from the evil of the night when it becomes intense or when it spreads, and from the evil of the witchcrafts who blow in knots, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. अल्लाह के नाम से जो बेइंतहा मेहरबान खूब रहम फरमाने वाला। कह दीजिए मैं पनाह चाहता हूँ सुबह के रब की, हर उस चीज के शर से जो उसने पैदा की, और रात की तारीकी के शर से जब वो फैल जाए, और फूकने वालों गुरोह में फूकने वालों के शर से, और हसद करने वाले के शर से जब वो हसद करने लगे। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। कुल अऊज़ु बिरब्बिन नास मलिकिन नास इलाहिन नास मिन शर्रिल वसवासिल खन्नास अल्लज़ी युवस्विसु फी सुदूरिन नास मिनल जिन्नति वन नास. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. See, I seek refuge in the Lord of the mankind, in the King of the mankind, in the God of the mankind, from the evil of the whisperers sneaking, that which whispers in the breasts of the mankind, of the jinnat and the mankind. अल्लाह के नाम से जो बेइंतहा मेहरबान खूब रहम फरमाने वाला। कह दीजिए मैं पनाह चाहता हूँ लोगों के रब की, लोगों के बादशाह की, लोगों के इलाह की, वसवसों के शर से जो बार बार लौट कर आते हैं। वो जो वसवसे डालता है लोगों के सीनों में, खा वो इंसान में से हो, जिन्नात में से हो या इंसान में से। These two surahs are called Mu'awwizatayn. Mu'awwizatayn means the two surahs in which one seeks protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. दो सूरतें जो अल्लाह ने नाजिल फरमाया जिसका नाम है मुअव्विज़तैन, यानी कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला से पनाह मांगी जा सकती है इन दो सूरों के जरिए। Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we know, became a victim of witchcraft, sorcery, black magic. A magic spell was done on him by having got hold of a thread, and he came under the spell of this magic practiced by a Jewish man called Labid. During this period, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to feel very weak, depressed, sad, and used to feel very forgetful as well. And he attempted at reciting whatever he knew of different verses of the Quran and kept supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the night, one night he saw that he was a victim of this magic spell, and he was also told how to come out of it. When he woke up, he saw Jibril alayhi salam coming down with the revelation of these two surahs. And ever since this surahs were revealed on the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then he just started reciting this extensively, and Allah brought him out of that magic altogether. 11 verses, 11 knots were tied in that particular stone on which the thread was used to create the magic spell. And it's a long narration, which I want to just make it brief. With every verse that he was reciting, one strand was getting loosened, and by the end of all the 11 verses, Prophet came out of this magic spell altogether. Now these two surahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of his best wisdom and knowledge, has placed it at the end of the Quran. With a limited thinking and understanding, हमारे मुख्तसर सी जो है सोच के मुताबिक अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला की क्या ये मशीयत थी और हिकमत थी कि इन दो सूरतों को अल्लाह ने कुरान के आखिरी हिस्से में रखा. Invariably, it so happens that by the time we end of the Quran, we come to the end of the Quran, then Shaitan will put a thought in our mind. Now you are done. Your job is accomplished. You are after completing this Quran. Today you have completed the Quran. You're finished. You're done. Now, aaj se chutti. It's holiday time now. From now onwards, then you have no binding, no commitment anymore. Ustad also won't ask you anything more anymore where you've not ended the class. Your matter is over. That's it. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz. In order that this thought should not be entertained, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the limit, to my limited understanding, Allah has placed at the end of the Quran to tell you, no, this is nothing but again shaitan who's trying to get you out of the Quran. Well, you do not want to continue in my class, it's a different matter altogether. But stay put with the Quran. This is only an opportunity, a platform, so that we can all join together to study the book of Allah. Otherwise, on an individual level, we will not be able to sustain. If you really want to sustain and keep the connection and relationship with the Quran going and studying the Quran again and again, there could be no better platform to the best of my understanding. So, in order that we should not get into this kind of a thinking or entertain such a kind of a thinking or become a victim of shaitan's influence, that we need to still continue with the journey of the Quran again and again until our last breath. Now, these two surahs are also very important in the sense that we are all human beings at the end of the day. There are good people, bad people around us. Who's good, who's bad, difficult to judge. Most often we make wrong judgments. And those whom we think are our well-wishers sometimes stab you from behind. And those whom we may trust may let you down. And there will be several people who may be working against you as well. There will be jealousy, there will be envy, there will be hatred, there will be hostility, there will be a lot of animosity against you, and people will be jealous of you. People will envy you. And this type of a negative thinking and negative vibrations that happen are very harmful. An evil eye, envy, jealousy, all these are very powerful influences that can influence your life. And therefore, it is incumbent that we seek protection and fortify ourselves. Also, this particular surahs should be recited quite often, particularly at a time when we feel very miserable, disappointed, let down, and feel very sad and grieved. Sometimes we lose interest in even performing salah. Sometimes we become forgetful at a time when there may be a loss of life in the family. There may be unemployment. There may be loss in business. There could be the influence of invisible enemies and so many issues that surround us. It could be a bite of a snake or a scorpion as well, or any harm, fire, accident, anything for that matter. The best surahs that can give us solace and hope and a bright future in life are these two surahs which should never be missed out. That's why Prophet ﷺ has recommended that you recite these surahs after Fajr in the morning, after Maghrib, and before retiring to bed at night. Recite Surah Fatiha, follow it up with Ayatul Kursi, recite the last two verses of Surah Baqarah, recite the last few verses of Surah Hashr, the last two verses of Surah Hashr, Surah number 59. Go on to recite Alhaakumut Takasur at least once, thrice Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, thrice Qul Huwallahu Ahad, thrice Surah Falaq, and thrice Surah Nas. Blow it on your hand and run through your entire body. Allah will definitely keep us protected. And any kind of these evil thoughts which keep troubling us to influence us and compel us to commit any sin will just get eliminated by itself if we really recite these surahs with all sincerity and understanding its meaning. ये बुरे ख्यालात जो हर वक्त सताते रहते हैं, गुनाह पर आमादा करते रहते हैं, और जब तक गुनाह ना करें वो हमारा पीछा नहीं छोड़, बार बार पलट पलट कर आते हैं. And this can be among the jinnat and mankind. Jinnat are invisible enemies of us. Not all, of course, the evil ones. And they will be among the people also, your own family members, your own relatives, your neighbors, your friends, your classmates, your colleagues, anyone. who may not wish well for you. Keep yourself protected. Excellent surahs, not to be forgotten, not to be dreaded as a ritual, understanding its meaning, and fortifying and protecting ourselves against all kinds of evil that surround us, and all kinds of temptations that may lead us to sin, and all those satanic influences that can corrupt our iman. May Allah keep us all protected.